Ah, deben venir desde allá, ¿cierto? Bueno, ¿tú qué opinas? La gente no es limpia y bota todo ahí. La gente que es sucia y no cuida los parques. Entonces, ¿cierto? Si nos van a one spot, ahí nos pasa por cierto. Ah, es aquí, ¿cierto? Por acá. Ah, sí, ya me acordé. Sí, es allá, ¿cierto? Sí, es allá, ¿cierto? Donde está esa bandera, creo. No, eso sí no está aquí, ¿o qué? Es por allá, ¿cierto?
No, es cerca de Colombia.
Ah, ya.
Ah, es por aquí, ya me perdí.
¿Eso era por allá?
Por recorrido,
Todo Presidents.
No,
es por aquí.
ese por allá, no sé por qué va, que es allá.
That's good.
Ah, sí.
I don't think so.
Es aquí, sí. ¿Cierto? Ah, mira, ahí están los osos. Y los osos allá.
ya viene, sí, pero no me toque ahora.
Vamos. Vamos. por acá es el atajo, ¿cierto?
Sí.
¿Por allá? ¿A la vuelta o qué? ¿O por dónde van ahora? ¿Sí? ¿O por dónde? ¿Vamos detrás por acá o qué?
Ah, no, vamos a ver. Estaba de vacaciones y no me alcanzamos.
¿Dónde vamos?
Vamos a ver.
Ah, ok. Y vamos a cantar, vamos. ¿Vamos a cantar?
¿Qué tal te parece?
Hay que ver todos los lugares. Ir a todos los lugares. Si no vas a todos los lugares, All the presidents.
Los que sí ahora pues ya están acá.
¿Sí?
Wait a minute, Field.
¿No es cierto? Pues sí.
Oh, you're on
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Mira. Ah, toma ya.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Hall of Presidents. In just a few moments, the doors behind you will be opening and you'll be able to enter the theater. If you or anyone in your party is traveling in a wheelchair or scooter, we do ask you to please remain to the far right-hand side.
Thank you for joining us for this reverent celebration of America's leaders, past and present. Now, Walt Disney World Resort proudly presents the Hall of Presidents.
This program is dedicated to the memory of Walt Disney. In 1971, his love for America inspired the creation of the Hall of Presidents, a place to celebrate the optimism and goodwill he saw at the heart of the American story. Walt's vision was to honor the nation by honoring the American presidency.
It is 1783, and the smoke is clearing in the wake of the Revolutionary War. Over the course of 8 grinding years, General George Washington has led a force of shopkeepers, farmers, and Native American allies to victory over the greatest military power in the world. A new nation has been born, independent and free. The founders must form a national government. In 1787, through months of passionate debate, they create a written constitution. For the country's highest office, they imagine something new in the history of the world. A leader not born to power like a king or queen. A leader who has not seized power through conquest. A leader not separate from the people, but elected by the people, from among the people. We, the people. This is a new idea, an American idea. The idea of a president. The people don't know exactly what a president will be, but there is little doubt who it will be. George Washington's stature and bearing have marked him as a leader. His integrity has made him a great one. Washington knows that many generals who have led successful revolutions make themselves dictators or kings. Instead, he steps down from power and retires to his home, Mount Vernon. The world takes note, and George Washington becomes the symbol of American ideals. In the first presidential election, it's Washington by a landslide. The only doubt seems to be his own. He writes, "Integrity and firmness is all I can promise. Integrity and firmness is exactly what we need." Everything he does as president will set a model for his successors. His final act may be the most important of all. After 2 terms, with no term limit in the Constitution and amid overwhelming support to stay in office, he steps down once again and hands power back to the people. He wants us to speak, to elect a new president. During the early years of the Republic, we choose leaders as different as Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Andrew Jackson. Elections are often bitter. Each president stands at that fiery intersection where personal character meets the challenges of the times. Some call the presidency a glorious burden. Jefferson calls it a splendid misery. We, the people, must choose well. We elect 15 presidents before the course of history brings us to the edge of a crisis like no other. A nation born of freedom still permits slavery. As the country pushes west, will new states be slave or free? The question produces bitter conflict. The issue rocks the election of 1860 and brings Abraham Lincoln onto the national stage. The tall, lanky, some say uncouth candidate from Illinois is a master of words at a time when speeches are printed in full for people to read. A house divided against itself cannot stand, he has said. With Lincoln's election, the House does indeed divide. Civil War. 11 states secede from the Union. The war becomes a defining passage in the American story. The president's own inner strength and depth of character changed the course of history. Lincoln had come up the hard way on the American frontier, desperately poor, with less than a year of formal schooling. His early years were scarred by tragedy, the death of his mother, his sister, his first love. He struggles with depression, but never loses his determination to rise above it. He once said he's driven by a desire to leave the world a little better place for having lived in it. The war rages. Lincoln fights to preserve the Union and end slavery. Neither is a sure thing. At Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 6 months after one of the bloodiest battles of the war, the president dedicates a cemetery to the thousands of soldiers who died there, in words we can never forget.
"Fourscore-and-7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The blood of over 500,000 Americans is spilled in this Civil War. President Lincoln's enduring hope is to give true meaning to the sacrifices of so many, to lead us to that new birth of freedom.
Podría tener un sistema como para refrigerar la cámara. Sí, vamos. ¿Necesitas cable? Yo tengo mi cable acá. No, sí está bien. El cable que es ese así, que dice que no es mejor. Mira este, acá está. That's a great eating over there, but Uy, mira, qué bonito. Me acuerdo de esta vez la última cuando venimos con Laura.
I don't think it moved. The sign said no climbing, just walk through, okay? I can see you. Look at this tree.
La camita.
La camini.
Pero eso era la mitad.
La camini.
Look at this bed. Super big one. There's a bedroom in here.
Jeje.
Would you like to lay in the street?
You can see the bedroom real good when we go over here.
Is that the bed?
Del arbolazo. Un severo arbolazo. Lógicamente es de plástico. Todas las hojas.
The idea. Guys, after this, all the kids are gonna go potty, okay?
Get attacked by pirates.
Okay.
So they make these bombs from coconuts.
I think I watched it.
They got a bunch of
It'll be
gunpowder.
overtime to meet Tiana.
Pretty cool.
Sí, mira, son como de plástico.
Vamos al Tiki Tiki Room. De Tiki Tiki Room.
Ah, sí, es allá. ¿Y acá dónde se la pasa? Acá es donde te la pasas tú.
That's like a library, a reading room. Okay, come on, it's 25 minutes.
El Alejos. El Alejos. Mira.
Ahí está. Es amigo de...
¿No es tu amigo?
We had to make a plan, we had to draw it up, and they had to hire somebody to make it, and build all the rooms. The biggest children ever.
Uy, casi me cae.
Look, here's the kitchen, Brooklyn. Here's our outside kitchen. Tables and a fireplace. Okay, there's some lights.
Unos chandeliers. Alex, mira. Sí.
¿Es allá?
Sí.
Okay, they're behind us.
I know.
Después de Tiki Room nos metemos acá. Okay. Thank you.
Aloha, everyone. This is a reminder, this is a sold-out performance. Please make sure we're moving all the way down. We're moving all the way down, making room for everyone. If there is space right next to you, please go ahead and fill it. Mahalo. Once again, go ahead and please move all the way down, making room for everyone. Mahalo. And please put all selfie sticks away.
No, pues ese es el mismo niño que está ayudando en el tren.
Lo bonito que es.
¿Cómo? Es el mismo niño que está ayudando en el tren. ¿Sí? No, se ve. ¿Qué pasó? Que la maleta.
Aloha, everyone, and welcome to Walt Disney's Agenda Tiki Room. Before we begin today's show, just a few quick announcements. Please refrain from using flash photography or to use some external video lighting during the show. And if anyone needs to leave the show at any time, please use the exit doors on the opposite end of the theater. With all that said, put your hands together for the one, the only, Jose!
Siestas are getting shorter and shorter. Oh, look at all the people. Welcome to Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. Hey, Michael, mi amigo, pay attention, it's Joe time.
So it is. And what darling people I have sitting under. Here, you rascal. Let's put on the show.
Mon ami, I am always right.
We'll be right back.